One of the biggest problems that I believe that people are facing right now and society in general is the inability to be authentic and don't know how to connect back to their true self. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why that is and what you need to do in order to connect back to your true self. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Christina and I help empower people on their spiritual and healing journey so they can have a more fulfilling and more purposeful driven life. So firstly, let's dive into the topic of why are we so fake? What causes us to be fake, really? This tends to happen from an early age. I've mentioned in other videos before, from an early age we are programmed with lots of good stuff and lots of bad stuff. And when we are young, we don't have any societal conditioning, know how to act in the world. We just be, children just be. You know how children just don't give a fuck. They say how it is. They point out all of your flaws. They say, why is it that person looked like that way? Why is this and this? And they act without any care in the world. And this is their true self. This is them being authentic because they haven't been conditioned, well, you've got to behave this way, you've got to do that way. And so when children act like this, or maybe you act like this, it could be in an aggressive way. They wanted to really rage out on their parents, get frustrated, have a tantrum, and then the parents shut that down. They told them that children should be seen and not heard. And what happened? They put a condition on that behavior. They said that behavior is bad. I don't like that. I don't love you. I cannot accept. That's the way you are. And so what happens then is the child then sees that as rejection, that they don't love me. They internalize that. And then what happens? The child begins to kind of change and shape the way they are in order to receive that love that they desperately need in order to thrive. And this is how people pleasers are formed. And so then we have these fear of rejections, fear of judgment, because we fear if we do show up in the world as our true self, we won't be accepted. We won't receive that love because our parents didn't give us that when we truly showed up in the world as our authentic, honest self. And society plays a role in this as well. As a collective, we say that we have to behave a certain way, things are acceptable, things are not acceptable. Then what happens is we receive these inner child wounds from not receiving the love and the acceptance from our parents. And then we carry this emotional baggage around of shame about ourselves, these authentic parts of ourselves. We start to associate shame with it because we weren't accepted. That's not good. We shouldn't act like that in that certain way from an early age. And I just want to let you know, majority of child behavior is absolutely completely normal and totally appropriate for their age. They just haven't got the regulated nervous system, the brain development to know how to cope in certain situations. So then it's the parents' job there to be able to teach and guide them that it's okay to feel these things, but it's kind of not okay to rage and hurt somebody. That's the okay. That's the bit that's not actually okay. What happens is when we carry this shame, we don't want to feel this shame, this emotional baggage. So we create these personas in order to be accepted by our friends, relatives, especially by our parents. We do everything possible to make them proud of us, pleased with us, and we wear the masks. And I know of a friend of mine back when I was a teenager who was very obvious a people pleaser, And even at the time, I could tell he was a people pleaser. He would wear a mask with every single person he was around. He would change himself to match that person's energy, their interests, their likes, and kind of be really fake in order to get their acceptance. So how he was with me as a friend was completely different how he was with my sister, because he was friends with me and my sisters as well. And how he was with another friend, he would constantly shift these different personas and these different masks that it was so obvious. Everybody could see it, and even now it is really obvious, looking back, that he didn't know how to really be himself. So he would just fake being himself in order to just feel that acceptance from his friends. And so when we are wearing these masks, we play out these roles, these personas in society, pretending this is who we are. But at our core, that is not who we are. Our true self is our true self is our authentic self. It's our authentic expression. It's the divine light within us. That is the authenticity. Authenticity is one of the highest vibrational frequencies out there. But we are so disconnected because we are programmed and conditioned. And so we feel ashamed with the actual, true, authentic, divine light that we are. But after a while, what happens is when we are wearing these masks, if this is you, then you're going to know you become tired, weak, unhappy, fed up, because it is tiring and exhausting, constantly pleasing, constantly wearing these masks and not being yourself. So all people want to do is actually remove the mask. But they have this fear of judgment, fear of rejection that really comes to the surface when they think about being themselves. So this blocks them from being their true self and ultimately being in their power. So what has happened here is you've created a belief which is limited in nature, and so that people are going to judge me, I can't show up in the world, I'm not good enough, about our true self, like I'm not worthy, my true self is not worthy, I'm not good enough, and it's all associated with shame. And this belief has an emotional charge on it. We get really emotional about shame that we feel, about the fear that we feel. It feels very emotional, it feels very real. So what we have to do here in order to shift into a more authentic state and start living a more purposeful life is actually becoming aware of those beliefs that we are holding about that, and the emotion that the belief has with that, the story, the emotion. We have to become aware of that, and then we're able, and then release it, because the emotion we've associated with that belief is very painful. And this is why we don't want to feel things, because they feel uncomfortable, feel painful, and sometimes it feels easier to be this fake self. And if you want to learn a self-awareness technique that will actually guide you and connect you back to a moment in your life where you felt truly authentic and regulated, I want to invite you to my free online Path to Emotional Freedom Masterclass. In this masterclass, you'll be guided through self-awareness techniques, help you to uncover limiting beliefs and release emotional pain. This starts from the 21st of October straight until the 28th. There'll be lessons, live calls, and you'll be given the opportunity to learn loads of tools and techniques to really help you on your healing journey, so you can be emotionally free and not have to live a life through your pain, your suffering, and ultimately keep these personas and masks on. So just click the link below and you can sign up today. And when we finally release these emotional pain, these beliefs, then we're able to come back into homeostasis. We're not living through our pain, we're not being shameful of any of our parts of ourselves, and we're more regulated because our authentic self is our most regulated self. And when we're more regulated, we're able to take steps to have that life that we've always dreamed of. We're not bound by these limiting beliefs. We're not people pleasing. We're putting ourselves first for once. So then that means we're able to really claim back our power from this a persona that we've created and really be our authentic self and not care what people think, because we have released the belief and the emotion that's attached to this fear of judgment and this fear of rejection, and then we begin to accept that true self, who we really are. And if you want to carry on this journey about a healing and inner child wounds, check out this video next, where I talk about how inner child wounds actually create blockages in your life. So with that being said, I'll see you in that video. Much love.